The new odds on who's going to win the Ballon d'Or this season just dropped. Let's go through them. At the bottom, with a mighty 3%, comes Cristiano Ronaldo, and is anyone surprised? He's putting up good numbers in the Saudi League, but that's what it is, the Saudi League. So unless Portugal wins the Euros, he's not really going to be considered. Up next is Mo Salah with 4%, and I'm a little bit surprised by this. I thought he'd be a little bit higher. But you know, given his injuries, I guess it makes sense. Kevin De Bruyne is next with 6%, and this is quite shocking. Honestly, he is the core of that City team, and if they win the Champions League and he has a good run with Belgium at the World Cup, he could be a little bit higher. This one's going to shock a lot of people, but Vinicius Jr. ranks just above KDB with 8%. Honestly, me, personally, I'm not shocked. He is a very, very good player, but he's one of those players for me that is forever going to remain underrated. I mean, he had the opportunity to be the main man once Karim Benzema left Real Madrid, only to give up that position to Jude Bellingham. He's a great player, but he's more of a Robin in football as opposed to a Batman, if you get what I mean. Rodri ranks next at 10%, and I don't have much to say about this. I think it's fair, and he is a great player. Honestly, for me, the most important player on that City side. And this is where things start to get interesting, because what is this? What has Leo Messi actually done this season to deserve a 11% chance of winning the Ballon d'Or? At this stage, just hand him the Ballon d'Or for breathing, because we can't beat his PR. Erling Haaland just misses out on that top spot with 20%, and for me, I think it should be a little bit lower. Honestly, I don't think he's had a great season by his standards. Like, he got that injury near the beginning of the season, which is fair enough, but even before the injury and now after, he is just not the same threat we were all witnessing last season. Still having a pretty decent season though, don't get me wrong. And now coming in with our top three is Harry Kane at 21%. For me, he should be second. He is having a phenomenal season. I think he's like broken some sort of Bundesliga goal record as well, just phenomenal. But he really needs to win the Champions League to be considered a viable candidate, in my opinion. These things are biased, and if England wins the Euros, we all know Jude Bellingham is going to lift the Ballon d'Or. My personal number one comes in second place at 21%. He's actually equaling Kane, which is interesting. I think he has a real chance this season, it being an international year. France will probably do very well in the upcoming Euros. And PSG actually have a very viable chance to win the UCL this season. So yeah, it could be his season. And at number one is Jude Bellingham with 26%. And yeah, no. Don't get me wrong, he's had a standout season, but I don't think it's been better than Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe. He's had a few injuries and suspensions, and I do think that PR he got at the beginning of the season at Real Madrid is carrying him slightly in this race. But yeah, this is an extremely tight race, and it all comes down to the Champions League and the Euros.